moving to the next, the ask concept. Now, when we have studied the gap concept, then we have studied that how this gap which arised can be filled. So, training is basically meant to fill any kind of gap which we found between our standards which we have determined and actually what we have performed. Because until unless this gap is identified and this gap is, filled, then the organization cannot be reaching or accomplishing its objectives which are being decided. So, if we follow the gap concept, training is simply a means to use activities to fill the gaps of performance between the actual results and the expected results. Very true. Very true. Training is a concept which is making that gap filled, which is between standard performance and actual performance. So this gap can be separated into three main topics. Now, this gap can be due to attitude, this gap can be due to skills, or this gap can be due to lack of knowledge. Because if an employee is not having a positive attitude or he does not want to work for the organization with its full efficiency, then this gap can arise. Skills. If an employee lack in skills, he is not having proper skills which are required to perform that particular task, then also such gap can arise. Or lack of knowledge. If an employee is having lack of knowledge or he is not so much well qualified or educated as per the need of the job or work, then also this gap can arise. So we have separated this gap into three main topics. Let's study them. Exercise 1. Rank asked by difficulty to develop in people. Now, what we have done, this is a small exercise which I have framed to make the concept of ask more clear to you all. This exercise states that attitude, skills, knowledge makes the concept or abbreviation for ask. And if this ask is filled or if this ask is made clear among the employees, then think that the gap will also be filled. Attitude made easy, skills moderately difficult, knowledge most difficult. So these are the 3 points, or we can say 3 parameters which have been developed to study or to fill that gap. Now what we have to go, rank asked by difficulty to develop in people. Now this is we have given rank to the difficulty level to the people in an organization. For someone it is easy to change, for someone it is moderately difficult, and for someone it is most difficult. But if you are not bringing change in your ask, then you will be not able to survive in the organization. Because organization wants effective and efficient work. And how this work can be made more effective and efficient? It can be made more efficient and effective when you are having positive attitude, required skills, and complete knowledge. And if you are missing or lacking any of this, then a gap will be created. And that gap will be filled not very easily. It will be a time consuming process, or it would be a gap which is leading to financial and other losses to the organization. Moving to the next slide. A systematic approach to training. How training can be systematically implemented, or how training can be systematically applied in an organization. Now, these are the basic key concepts in preparing a training plan. While you are preparing a training plan, let's study or first make the things clear that while you are making a training plan or you are deciding training sessions for employees, first of all, your objectives and your purpose must be clear to you before you are designing any training session or training program for employees. Because if you are not knowing your objectives and purpose, then you will be not able to design such an effective training program for employees that would achieve your objectives or that would help you in accomplishment of group goals or organizational goals. So the first foremost requirement is that you must know about the objective and purpose behind designing our training program. Let's come to the key concept. Before you train and develop people, identify what they must know. What you want that they must know. Why you are designing. What you want that how they should perform any particular task or job. Because the training is always job oriented. It is related to any specific job or task. You cannot say that if I design a single training program, it will be achieving or helping me in achieving all my objectives or make my employee fully, updated. No, it's not like that. Training sessions are job oriented. They are specifically related to any particular task for which they are being designed. So, they must know before they can perform a job. They should know that how they can improve their performance. Would be nice for them to know, but not necessary to perform duties. That how they will be able to perform their duties. So these are the three basic concept, or we can say a systematic approach for training, which tells us that before you train and develop people, they must know, your people or your employee must know that how it will be helping you out before they can perform job. They should know how it will be helping it out in improving their performance, and also how it will be helping them out in performing their necessary duties. Because if your employee are not knowing these three basic points or these three core concepts, then the training sessions or training programs will be a flop show. You will be having futile efforts. Your hard work and your efforts will be going in vain. You will be not able to achieve any of the objectives after designing such training sections or training program where your employees are not knowing that how they will be able to perform their job, how they will be able to improve their performance, and how they will be able to perform their necessary duties with the help of these following training sessions or training programs. Moving to the next slide. Now, this is a model which depicts that how training process goes on. How training process will be designed so that we can have a step-by-step training program, or our training sessions should be moving in a systematic manner. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to categorize or divide our training sessions into three basic stages. Now, these three stages are assessment stage, training stage, and then evaluation stage. Because assessment stage means that we have to assess your employee that what kind of training they need. Is there any need or requirement for training or not? Because until unless first you assess your employees, you will be not able to come up with your training needs, with your development of good training and training sessions or training programs. So first of all, very efficiently you have to go through this assessment stage, then you will be moving to your next stage. An HR manager or human resource department of an organization should assess the employee first before deciding or before designing any training program or training sessions. So assessment stage includes number one, organizational needs assessment. First of all, organizational needs should be assessed. That why